Hello and welcome to today's video. As always, we have got a puzzle and a riddle for you for anyone who is new. We do this every weekday, Monday to Friday, and then on Saturday we give you another video. And the answers to the weekday videos come through at 5:30 in the afternoon, and the weekend video answers come through on the Sunday afternoon. Also, for those people who maybe haven't been looking at our videos before, on Monday we release some different videos, some ones that we don't normally do every day, so please do go and check those out, and you can go back and look at any of our daily puzzles that we've previously released. They're all still there on the channel. Just keep going back, just watch the videos, and then the answers will still be there on the channel for you. So let's get to today's video. In today's video we are going to be looking at something called an arrow graph, and we are going to be focusing on the 3 times table. And what we're going to do is we're going to concern ourselves with the ones column, the units column, as some of us may still remember it as, the ones column. And we're going to say to ourselves, what is the impact of multiplying a number by 3? What is the impact on the ones column? So we're going to start with the number 1. So if I have a number that ends in 1 and I multiply that number by 3, what will the last digit be now? What is 1 times 3? 3. So any number that ends in 1 or has a 1 in the ones units column, if you multiply it by 3, it will now have a 3 in that ones or units column. Now what do I do? Well, what happens if I multiply a number that ends in a 3 and I times it by 3? 3 times 3 is 9, so therefore any number that ends in 3, and you multiply it by 3, it will now end in 9. So we've got a bit of a loop going on here. You can imagine, by the way I'm drawing this, I might have a clue as to what's going to happen next, but let's have a think about it. 9. Any number ending in 9, when we multiply it by 3, what happens? What is 9 times 3? 9 multiplied by 3 is 27. 27 ends in a 7. Therefore, the next number in our loop is a 7. Now let's consider the 7. Any number ending in 7 multiplied by 3, what will it now end in? What is 7 multiplied by 3? 7 times 3, 7 lots of 3 is 21. 21 ends in a 1. So no surprise, based on how you were watching me draw this, that it comes back round to a 1. So there's a cycle there. So any number ending in any of these 4 digits, when you multiply it by 3, it will follow that pattern. If you keep multiplying it by 3, the number will end in those digits in that order. What about if we started with 2? What happens if we multiply a number ending in 2 by 3? What is 2 times 3? 2 multiplied by 3, 2 lots of 3. 6. So if we have any number ending in 2, multiply it by 3, it will now end in a 6. So what about any number ending in 6? Multiply that by 3. 6 multiplied by 3, 6 times 3. 6 lots of 3 is 18. So what does 18 end in? It ends in an 8. Okay, again we're creating another loop. Any number ending in 8, multiply it by 3. What does it now end in? 8 lots of 3. 8 times 3. 8 multiplied by 3 is 24. So what does 24 end in? It ends in a 4. So we're creating another loop. Let's go back to our 4. So 4 multiplied by 3. 4 times 3. 4 lots of 3. It's 12. What does 12 end in? Surprisingly, it ends in a 2, which means we close off our loop. Now look at the digits we've used. We've currently used 1, we've used 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 and 9. What digits have we not currently used? What digits don't exist in our 2 loops? Okay, well what about a number ending in 5? So let's try that. So you multiply a number ending in 5 by 3, what happens to the number at the end, or the digit, the last digit? Well, 5 times 3, 5 lots of 3, 5 times 3 is 15. And what does 15 end in? 5. So that means 5 exists as its own little loop. Any number ending in 5, you multiply it by 3, the number will still end in a 5. So it's a loop all on its own. The other digit that we haven't, or the other numbers we haven't considered, is any number that ends in 0. So what happens to any number that ends in 0 when you multiply it by 3? Well, let's think. 0 multiplied by 3. Well, we all know, I hope, anything ending in 0, or the number 0 itself, multiplied by anything, will always give the answer 0. Let's try a bigger number just to check. Let's think of 10. Now 10 ends in 0. Multiply 10 by 3, we get 30. What does 30 end in? It ends in 0. So therefore we now know that, as with the 5, 0 creates its own little loop. Okay, so it stays on its own. So there you go. Those are your arrow graphs for the 3 times table. And obviously now it's time for me to set you a puzzle or challenge for today. And it's very straightforward now. Now that you've watched all of that and you've understood all of that, I hope, rewatch it if necessary, is you are going to draw me the arrow graphs for the 7 times table. So you are going to go through the same process, the only difference being that instead of the 3 times table, you are going to consider the 7 times table. Okay? So my suggestion to you, as with how I started this one, start with the number 1 and see how long it takes to get back to the 1. Okay? Then move on, and if you haven't already used 2, use 2 or 3. And so try and do it in order. And remember, you've got to use all of the digits. So we used everything, even a 0. So we had to put every digit from 1 to 9, but we also had to consider 0 as well, because there are 10 different digits that can appear in that last column. All right? So there you go. That's your puzzle. That's your challenge today. Do your arrow graphs for the 7 times table. Answers will be coming along later on this afternoon, along with the answer to today's riddle. So here we go. Okay, got to think about this one, got to visualise this one. There is a horse, and it is tied to a rope that is 5 metres long. Okay? And its food is 15 metres away. So it's tied to a rope that is 5 metres long, but its food is 15 metres away. How did the horse manage to reach its food? Okay? So the horse is tied to a rope that is 5 metres long. Its food is 15 metres away. How does the horse manage to reach its food? All right. So, as always, the answers to both the puzzle and the riddle will be coming along later on this afternoon. As I said to you at the beginning, do go and check out the other videos if you haven't already done so. Otherwise, have a lovely day, and we will see you later on.